Hi everyone, Patrick here. Welcome to another episode of SFF Spotlight. Today's episode is episode number 83, and I think today we have about 15 topics to cover. Most of today's topic will be about new book news rather than special edition and Kickstarter campaign. I think I have only one Kickstarter campaign and also 3 or 4 special editions that I'm going to spotlight today. So yeah, not too many on those fronts. But as always, if this is the first time you're watching SFF Spotlight, this is a series of videos where I talk about new book news, special edition, Kickstarter campaign, and also cover reveals. I think starting from now, for noteworthy release, I think I will just compile them into one video at the end of each month. So for example, at the end of this month, I will be talking about the most anticipated books, the most noteworthy release in the month of April. Let me know what you think about that. But anyway, let's begin from the first topic. This is about The Witcher. So in September 2025, there will be a new Witcher novel, and I think that's quite a big news. It has been a while since we get a new Witcher novel, and to be honest, I haven't finished reading the Witcher novels. I have read only the first 2 collections of short stories, The Last Wish and then Sword of Destiny. I haven't read the main novels yet, which begins with Blood of Elves. I haven't read that one. But this one, Crossroads of Ravens, this book will be a prequel novel, I believe, taking place even before the events of The Last Wish, and it will be about Geralt of Rivia in his younger days. So I think that will be something that a lot of people look forward to. And also, if you're a fan of The Witcher, then I think if you still haven't found this YouTube channel, I believe you should check out her YouTube channel, Wera. I will leave her YouTube channel in the description down below. I think she is awesome. She's very incredible when it comes to talking about The Witcher and other fantasy stuff. And then moving on to the next topic, this is about Written on the Dark by Gavriel K. So I have talked about this, I think, in my previous episode, but this one, it will features a new cover art. This is for the UK cover art edition. And yeah, I love this cover art much more than the US cover art, which in my opinion feels a bit too generic. But this one, it fits all the other Gavriel K UK edition. Now I have mentioned plenty of times that I have mixed feelings when it comes to reading Gavriel K's books because I love Tigana very much, but for the other books like Sailing to Sarantium and also even the very popular Lions of Al-Rasan, I have, well, let's just say I have negative opinions about them, negative reading experience about them, and I hope Written on the Dark will be a different situation. I hope it will be more akin to my experience to reading Tigana, and that this book is slated to be out at the end of May. I don't think the publisher has revealed who the cover artist is, but I think the cover art is done by Joseph Martin, but I could be wrong about that. But moving on to the next new book news and also cover reveal, this is for The Bone Raiders by Jackson Ford. The cover art is done by Thea Dumitriu, and this is a new book coming this August. This is a story about a wild band named Bone Raiders with the capability to harness gigantic and fire-breathing lizard to defend their homeland. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. I haven't read anything by Jackson Ford yet. I hope I will end up enjoying this because I do like the cover art. It kind of reminded me of Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames, which bodes well for me because I love Kings of the Wild and Bloody Rose very much. But moving on to the next topic, this is for a Yoruba-inspired epic fantasy, Firstborn of the Sun by Marvellous Michel Anson, with the cover art done by Julien Nneka. And I think this cover art is absolutely breathtaking. It immediately got my attention, and then I checked the premise, and I think it sounds incredibly fascinating to me. It's about this character, this individual, who is supposed to be able to channel the power of the sun, but instead, well, she ended up channeling the dark magic of ice. That's what I got from the premise, and I look forward to reading this one. Hopefully it will be as amazing as the cover art. But that's it for the traditionally published fantasy portion. Now let's talk about the self-published fantasy stuff. The first one is about a relaunch of The Price of Power by Michel. Now the name of the series is titled Dreams of Dust and Steel. So the first book is still The Price of Power. I believe it has been re-edited But I have read this book. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I look forward to reading the sequel, A Graveyard of Heroes. And then the new cover art, it is done by Christopher Chant. I think some of you might remember Christopher Chant for his work on Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn Trilogy, the Broken Binding Edition. He worked on the front and paper on some of the books, front and back and papers. And I think this cover art with this beautiful white background and the contrast is just so good. I love this cover art very much. And also the design is done by Rachel St. Clair. So a bit of a fun fact here. Michel approached me asking me for recommendations for artists to approach when it comes to this new design. And I recommended Christopher Chant and Rachel St. Clair. I'm really glad that he followed this recommendation, and this is the result I really love. I really love this result, and I hope that A Graveyard of Heroes will be better than The Price of Power. I think early receptions or early beta readers have mentioned that everyone have mentioned that it is much better than The Price of Power. So yeah, that's exciting for me. But if you are a reviewer and you want an advanced reading copy, I will leave the link to the form to request the ARC in the description down below. But moving on to the second one, this is for the second book in the Skadi saga by Phil Tucker. Yeah, this is a Norse-inspired epic fantasy, and you will probably know Phil Tucker for his work on Bastion series and also Chronicle of the Black Gate. But this is for his Norse-inspired epic fantasy series with the cover art done by Mansik Young. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Norse mythology, so when I'm in the right mood for a Norse mythology, another Norse mythology epic fantasy series, I will be tackling this one. The cover art looks great as well, and Phil Tucker is a great storyteller. I haven't finished reading Bastion yet, but I look forward to finishing that series someday. I think that series is believed to be 5 books, and I don't know how many books will be in the Skadi saga series, probably the same or similar number. That being said, this book is out now. The first and the second book is out on Amazon now, and you can read it now if you want. And then moving on to the next one, this is for Rise of the West by Gregory Kontaxis. This is the third book in the Dance of Light series, which is a Greek-inspired epic fantasy series. The cover art is once again done and designed by Miblard. And I think I like the cover art of the previous book more because that one reminded me of the Shadow of the Gods, but this one is still pretty good. I think the entire trilogy has this blue color scheme that matches in design, and also you know that this is the series. You know that this is the Dance of Light series from seeing the cover art, and I think that is a great appeal to have. And I haven't read this one yet. I haven't started reading this series, but I heard great things about it, so hopefully one day I can tackle this one. That's what I always say to so many series. And then finally, after this, we'll be talking about Kickstarter campaign and then special edition. This is for A Sojourn in the Sunset Forest by Zammar Ahmer, with the cover art done by Andrew Maleski. This is the prequel novella, or maybe short novel, to the Riven Earth duology. Again, another series that I haven't read, but look at that, these are dinosaurs. So that's quite a rarity to see in an epic fantasy cover art. And yeah, do let me know if you have read Riven Earth duology. Let me know what you think about the series. I heard great things about that. And now let's talk about Kickstarter campaign. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I only have one Kickstarter campaign I want to spotlight today, and this is for the Mage Errant Omnibus Illustrated Edition by John Bierce, but published by Wraithmarked. So yeah, this is an illustrated edition with the new cover art and interior illustrations, all of them illustrated by Tom Yilson. And the Kickstarter campaign is live now, and it is doing really well. I think at the time of recording this video, it's almost $70,000 in funding. And yeah, I look forward to reading this. I heard so many wonderful things about the Mage Errant series. In total, there will be 7 books long. And this one, I believe the first omnibus will cover the first 4 books of the series. So I don't know how many books will be in this special edition, maybe 2 or at maximum 3 books. We will see, I guess. I don't know what Wraithmarked is planning for this series, but this one, this first volume, this first omnibus edition looks absolutely stunning. I'm a big fan of Tom Yilson. He did the cover art and also interior illustrations for Wraithmarked edition of The Sword of Kaigen and Where Loyalties Lie, and I think those turns out really well as well. I cannot wait to get the physical copy of those books, and including the Mage Errant Omnibus edition. Now, let's talk about special edition. For the first special edition, I want to spotlight The City of Jackals by Aman J. Bedi. The City of Jackals is the sequel to Gavriel, and I think this is a great cover art. I'm quite surprised that no one is talking about this. Gavriel is a great book, a great coming-of-age fantasy novel, and I'm really looking forward to reading The City of Jackals. I don't know whether I will be able to tackle this one this year or not, but as I said, I have read the first book. I really enjoyed that, and I hope this will be a great and fitting conclusion to the duology. But The City of Jackals, this is for the Inkstone edition, and the first book, Gavriel Inkstone edition, is still available as well, so you can get both editions right now from their website. And moving on to the next one, this is for a high-end edition. This is for Legend by David Gemmell, Curious King edition. I haven't read Legend yet. I know that is one of my biggest sin, but I will be fixing that mistake as soon as I can. And this cover art done by Justin Sweet has finally been revealed. I think as far as cover art goes, this is absolutely badass. But I heard that Druce, I think he should be wielding the axe two-handed and no shield. So I believe there's a good chance that will be fixed later. But for now, this is the cover art, and I think even with that in accuracy, again, I haven't read the book, I think this still looks absolutely amazing. And I know that Curious King Dust Jacket, if you ever hold a Curious King edition, let's say the Blade itself or the 5th season, you will know just how high quality the Dust Jacket is, and I cannot wait to see how this one will turns out in person. Moving on to the next one, this is for the Poppy War Trilogy by R.F. Kuang, Litjoy Crate edition. I think Litjoy Crate did an excellent job on this edition. Now, I haven't seen this in person. This edition will go on sale on the, I think for the general sale on the 20th of March. So yeah, about 2 weeks from now. And this features a new cover art done by Carissa Susilo and also edges by Charis Lok and many other artist contribution into the interior art. And I think the overall design, the overall artwork for this series, for this edition is amazing. I believe it's even better than Subterranean Press edition. That's my honest opinion. I think this one is even better than the Subterranean Press edition, even though there is a good chance that the Sub-Press edition will have a better paper and binding. But at the very least, this Litjoy Crate edition will have an acid-free paper as well. Probably not Smithson binding because that will make the edition too expensive, but it will have acid-free paper. And yeah, applaud to Litjoy Crate. I think this is an incredible work from them. Hopefully the printing will go well. And finally, for the broken binding section, I have only a few special editions of the Spotlight. The first one is for the Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. The new Dust Jacket has been revealed, and it features same artist as the same board artist, Jeff Brown. So Jeff Brown is back again to work on this Dust Jacket. So I got to work on this Dust Jacket together with Jeff, but because I haven't read the books, Eon, one of the other art directors of the Broken Binding, helped me a lot with the Dust Jacket, especially when it comes to details. I work on the design, and Jeff Brown, as usual, nailed everything magnificently. As for the board art and paper and everything else, they were all done by Eon, and I'm really happy with how the Inheritance Cycle this edition turns out. I think it looks really good. Personally speaking, I have read only the first book. I haven't read the rest of the series yet, and well, you know that I have mixed feelings about the first book. I believe this is the kind of series that you should read when you were much younger, for the first time anyway. And so I didn't do that, unfortunately. And finally, the last Broken Binding edition, it is for Anji Kills a King by Evan Leikam, one of my most anticipated debut of this year, and it is getting a Broken Binding edition. I look forward to reading this book for the first time. I already have the advanced reading copy, so hopefully I can get around to this one before this edition actually comes out. And finally, for the last topic of this SFF Spotlight, this is about Frieren Season 2, Beyond the Journey's End. It has been announced that the Season 2 will premiere in January 2026, and I am looking forward to watching this. I think many of you know now that the first season actually ended up becoming the most highly rated anime series on my anime list. Kind of like Goodreads, but for anime and manga. Mostly anime, hence my anime list. And yeah, Frieren Season 1 is in the #1 spot, and I think that's incredible. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode of SFF Spotlight. As always, do let me know what you think about all the news that I spotlighted in the comment section down below. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye-bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.